Hey guys, it's Willie from Suerte Today, I have hopefully it's not a too depressing topic. I want to go over killer stocks and then moving on to killing your stocks. I know this sounds kind of bad, but I mean, I think when you think about it, it's just like part of like the natural life cycle of a trade. Because I know a lot of you have been, making pretty decent money, especially with like big stocks like Tesla, or like when it wasn't like that big yet, and then you rode it all the way through to like 2021, and some people have been getting a little bit nervous because it hasn't been, I guess, going up as much as they would like, but that's natural. I mean, you've already made pretty substantial gains, and now it's time to think about either taking some profits or maybe just getting out and start thinking about like the next group of like next big investments. I personally think that 2021 it'll still be an up year, but it'll be kind of volatile. And I'll go into that in a little bit. If you notice, I put a small link in the description. Like if you just want to donate, you can do so if you want. If you don't, that's perfectly fine too. It's just to kind of help like recover some of the costs in making YouTube videos. But it's just like, if you feel like it. And then now the why I think we're heading to like a tricky year, because I think like especially with all the YouTubers, like even for myself, I think I don't try to like pump and dump like stocks like other YouTubers. I try not to be like overly promotional, because I don't think it's good. Like I want people to understand like what they're buying and why they should buy it, and like how much, and like you have to like take into account like other aspects of your life. And I think sometimes social media, like it's either like you have to kind of FOMO into certain things, or like there's a lot of FUD, like there's a lot of fear, uncertainty, and doubt. And sometimes like social media, I think whether it's YouTube or Twitter, Facebook, or any other like maybe like a subscription service or whatever, or Reddit, I think sometimes it's causing a lot of unexpected volatility. Sometimes like there's like some crazy stock that'll get pumped for no reason, and then like people just like kind of follow along because they see like there's a lot of action, so they jump in. And, like sometimes even I get caught up in it, and then I take a step back and I go, wait, why did I even put that trade on in the first place? So there's like good and bad aspects of social media. Like social media can give you like new ideas in case like you have like like a cash position and you're not quite sure like where to put it or what to do with it. So I think in that aspect it's good, but it's also bad in that like people can kind of come in and just like start being like really scammy or spammy. If you look at like other people's like hot stocks, or even like Bitcoin or other like cryptocurrencies, have you seen like the comment section? It's like so many like, oh well, my financial advisor blah blah blah, you can reach out to them on like WhatsApp or whatever. And I'm like, man, this is so ridiculous. And by the way, you'll never see me doing that. Like you'll never see like, oh, like, well actually you might, like I guess like if the channel gets like, bigger, you just might start seeing like Suerte Panda impersonators, like, but I'll never ask you for like something like ridiculous. I'll if you want to make a donation, you can, and that's like I guess like the official one, but you don't have to. I'll never charge you for like my ideas or services. At least like I hope not. I hope I don't get that in such a position that I have to try to make money off of you guys. But anyway, I think there's a few things to maybe watch out for in the coming year. I think maybe from now until maybe like April 2021, I think we could be in a very like tricky and volatile environment. I think a lot of people, they may not have like realized how much they made in 2020, So I think like when people start figuring out like their tax bill or like their tax liability, they'll be like, oh man, I have to sell some of this stuff. And then like even like now, I think people are already starting to like hit the sell button. But I don't think we have to worry yet. I think we could probably expect maybe like a 10 to 20ish like correction, maybe in like the first half of 2021, and then well, it'll still be bumpy like throughout the rest of the year because I guess once like the vaccine start getting into like the system of like everyday normal people, like the ones that are not considered like essential like myself, so like we'll probably be on the wait list. But then after that, like I think like the economy might start to like go into like overdrive, and maybe like the stock market might like kind of anticipate that, but who knows. But at the same time, I also want to start thinking about like protecting some gains. So in previous videos I already talked about maybe like buying some puts, or like some put diagonals, because I guess like the VIX is still relatively high compared to like historically, so like just buying like outright puts can be like really expensive. So like I'm trying to think of like different ideas that I can like share with you guys. Let me see. So like I think like again going back to like the social media thing, like we're creating like these like kind of bubbly scenarios. So I think we can have like a big bubble. Like it keeps expanding, but it might not pop yet. So like I think right now we have like I'll just call it like big bubble for lack of a better name, because I think this will be like the biggest bubble that I've seen so far within my lifetime. And even like going back historically, this could be like the mother of all bubbles. So I'm just gonna call it big bubble. But then like afterwards, when something pops, like something maybe like a bankruptcy, or like some kind of default, or like maybe like another a new pandemic, or like maybe there's like murder hornets with a pandemic, and like all like, any type of like crazy scenario that you can imagine, that might cause like a big nasty correction, something similar to like the dot-com bubble, like in terms of percentages. For people that don't remember, like the Nasdaq, it went down like about 80% over like 2 years. So that's why I'm buying like further out of the money puts. And I guess I'll show you real quick in my Tastyworks platform. And then I guess like some other things that I want to maybe bring to your attention. I'm not saying this will happen. I'm just saying where it might most likely might happen. I think within the U.S. stock market, and then you have like the Chinese stock market, maybe housing, and possibly biotech. And then I think for Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, I might save that for like a different video. I think that might be part of like, I guess like this like big bubble, like the mother of all bubbles. But I'll maybe share my thoughts on like the Bitcoin and cryptocurrency stuff like another video in the series. I think it's good to like maybe start thinking about like either selling some credit spreads, like a credit vertical, like in like a high implied volatility environment, if you want to kind of like trade in and out. And then maybe like start thinking about buying puts on like stocks that you're already in, or maybe some ETFs that you're already in. I think that could be helpful in terms of like maybe offsetting if my educated guess is correct, that we might have like a big nasty something like 50 to 80% drop. And I think it's also good to start preparing, because like sometimes when the market just keeps drifting up, like I think people tend to get a little bit complacent. So you want to start like shifting from maybe I guess like short volatility, because I know I share a lot of like tasty trade stuff where, and for the most part it works, But then you also have to prepare for like the other, maybe like the 20% where you might want to think about having like some long volatility positions. So I guess like let me just show you to let me show you my platform so I can maybe like share some thoughts and some more ideas. So I'll see you there. Hey guys, welcome to the platform. Okay, so I just want to show you guys what I'm talking about. Where I think right now we're kind of overstretched by the time you read this, or by the time you're watching this. Um, what I have on is like the Bollinger Bands on like the triple Qs. As you can see, like on that last candle, we're pressing up against like like the two standard deviation mark, and my guess is that at some point we're gonna at least pull back to like the moving average, so that might bring us to like 246 or somewhere around there. So, or if we have like a really big nasty correction, and I'm talking like really nasty, like cut in half kind of nasty. That's what one of my big concerns, because we're going up on like low volume, and that worries me a bit. Um, but like worrying is one thing, but then like preparing yourself is another. So I think like for myself, as you can see, I have a lot of like junky positions on. There are mostly like cash secured puts, and I think one of the things that I was thinking about um, is to have some put positions in place. As you can see, I'm going all the way out to like January 2023. So far, like this position, it's not like that big of a loser. But I want to have like actually more positions like this to protect myself. Because if it does like go to like beyond 270, like basically back all the way to like 246 as I mentioned over here. I don't think it will be that dramatic quite yet. Um, but you just never know. The all it takes is just like some weird piece of bad news, and and then that's it. Like people get freaked out and they just start selling indiscriminately. Um, and what I plan to do is like I plan to trade around, like kind of ping pong back and forth with the market. I guess like if this particular position goes on the money, it depends on how far it goes. Because as you can see, I'm trying to reduce the cost of the insurance by selling a near month put against like these long positions, and I plan to do like more of these kind of I guess what I can do, I can kind of stack like my positions, and now like for example like this 270 put right now is a loser, so like what I could do maybe on the next available trading day is that I can go even further out, like go even all the way to like December 2023. But just a word of caution, leaps are like as you can tell, like even during like like when the trading hours are open, like the spreads are kind of wide, and market makers just do that to kind of protect themselves too in case they're wrong. Um, but anyway, like what I could do, I would do something like this, like maybe go to like the next like now like the 310 is like kind of like near the money. So what I can do is I can just curious what to see what the pricing is on this. Um, and then go to, let's see, like around 45-ish 5-ish days. Like, so I'll probably go to like the February 26th just to see what's available. I would try to sell maybe like something maybe like in the 20-ish. Let me just pick the 2E just to show you an example. So I will have to pay about like almost $5,000 just for like this protection. But in the near term, let's just say, like, I guess my worst case scenario is that if the market crashes, um, between now and like February 26th, like I'm giving myself, let's see, two $22 worth of protection, because this is the most I can make on this particular position, and less what I paid out. So this like potentially $1,700 profit if the market does take a big correction. I'm taking like the difference between the like the strikes here less like the premium paid. Um, but that's like a unlikely scenario. Most likely, what's gonna happen is that like this 288, this near term put is gonna expire, and then I just go to like the next available position, and then to kind of offset the cost of this $5,700 long put, because I think I'll probably be in this position for quite a while. The market could just keep going up for no reason, or not no reason, but I guess like maybe people are still kind of just piling in, and maybe they're FOMOing in. I mean, again, like sometimes like people get caught up in like the emotions like of social media. Sometimes it's kind of like an accelerant towards like the madness of crowds. I think that was missing from like prior bubbles, because like so far I think according to like most stock market historians, or like some of the old timers, are saying like this is like the biggest bubble that they've seen in their lifetime. And who am I to argue? Um, and that's why I'm just trying to prepare myself. I'm not saying it will happen like in the next week, or maybe even by the time you watch this. I just want to try to warn people, not to like, you don't have to get all dramatic and sell everything, but at least maybe like take some of your profits, and consider some portfolio insurance. Because remember, I guess like people are also, they have to sell some positions anyway, just for like tax purposes, to pay for like their, because people I think maybe underestimate like the amount of gains that they made in 2020, and then like combined like state and federal taxes could be like almost like half. Like it's kind of crazy. Um, but again, I think we're, you have to stop, maybe just like following like the herd, and maybe like, I'm not saying you personally are like complacent, but I sense like a lot of complacency, and it's always good to have like some financial um, insurance just in case. So if you guys want me to cover like anything related to this topic, I'll be happy to do so. Just let me know in the comments below. Please consider giving it a like, and subscribing. And yeah, guys, I really hope you regardless of what happens in the market, I wish you trade well, and then like you can you know make some profits along the way, regardless of it goes up and down. And I'll try my best to help you out, um, given my experience level. and and if you want to go over like any other techniques, I'll be happy to do so again. So thank you, and have a great day.